Hey, what's up and welcome back to another build tutorial where today I'm going to show you how to build your own tennis centre in Minecraft. And this build features a large open dome, a perfect place to play tennis no matter the weather. And as always, before I start this tutorial, I'd really appreciate a little smash on that like button as it does help me out and I'd highly appreciate that. But let's not waste any time and let's crack on with the build. Here are all the materials that you will need for this build. All the dimensions for this build are shown on the screen here. So first up, I'm just going to grab myself some white concrete to begin with. And just where these lime green borders are that I've marked out, I'm just going to replace all of them with all of this white concrete here. So by the end, that should leave you with something that looks like this. And the next, just for each of these sections, if I just go to this front section over here, just go into the front left corner here, and from this point, I'm just going to count across 22 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And on that 22nd block, I'm just going to place a whole strip of white concrete going up until I reach the other side, just like that. So by doing that, that'll mark out the center point of our tennis court here. I'm just going to do the same thing on the other one. So if I just follow this middle section just going up here, and then from this point, just at the bottom of this court just here, again, just going to build a whole row of white concrete going up here. And next up, going to the bottom tennis court over here, just going to the front left corner here. From this point, I'm just going to count up 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3. And then next to that block, I'm just going to place a strip of white concrete going all the way across, just until I meet the other side. Just until I reach here. Should end up with something that looks like this. I'm just going to mirror that on the other side of this court here. So from this corner, I'm going to count across 3 blocks. And above that third block, placing another strip of white concrete going all the way up. And then I'm just going to duplicate this on the other court over here. So that'll leave you something that looks like this. And then returning to this front pitch here, just from this point, I'm just going to count across 10 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on that 10th block, just above, I'm just going to place a strip of white concrete going across until I meet with this line just there. I'm just going to mirror this on the other side. So again, from that point, counting across 10 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On that 10 block, just above that, again placing another strip going up there. I'm just going to replicate that on the other tennis pitch. So, to save a bit of time, if we just follow these lines that we previously made, just up to this point here, I can then just add these in. Doing the same thing with this other side here. And the next, returning to the front pitch here, just from this point here, I'm going to count across 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then just below that 8th block, I'm just going to place a strip going into the center just there. And I'm just going to continue that along until I meet with the other side, like that. And I'm just going to do the same thing on this other pitch here. So again, just from this point just there, I'm going to count across 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And underneath the 8 block, just going to place another strip of white concrete, just like that, and continuing that across until I meet the other side there. So by doing this, that'll create the main lines for our courts here. And then to finish the main pictures, with this line terracotta, I'm just going to fill in all of these empty spaces on each of the pictures here. So just filling each of these areas. So by the end, you should end up with 2 completed pictures like this. So next up, it's now time to start building the main dome itself. So for that, if I just go to the front left corner over here, just to this point here, and on that block, I'm just going to place 2 bits of white concrete going up like that. I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. And then going back to the left, I'm going to place 1 white going diagonally up. Doing the same thing on the other side. And then going back to the left hand side, I'm going to place 2 going diagonally up, followed by 1. And repeating that again on the other side. And going back to the left hand side, and then going to place 2 just going diagonally up like that. And doing the same thing on the other side. So as you see, we're just mirroring everything. Like so here. And then go into the left again. Going diagonally up and then placing 2. Followed by 1. And again the same on the other side. And then return to the left again. Going up, placing 2. Followed by 1 more. Doing that on the other side again. And then going to the left again. Going up by 1 and placing 2. And then another 2. And the same thing on this side again. So as you see by now, we're starting to get these curved shapes on each side. And then going to the left hand side again. I'm then going to place 3. And then 3 on the other side. And this will be followed by going up again. And then placing 5 to the left there. And then 5 to the right. And then going to the left. Just going to place another block going up there. I'm just going to send that across until I meet with the right hand side there. So by the end, you should end up with a nice curved dome like this. So if you've done this right, yours should have the exact same shape as mine here. So feel free to just double check that if you want. And next, I'm just going to mirror what we've done on this side on the other side. And the next, I'm just going to mirror what we've done on this side on the other side. And this time, it should take a bit quicker because you can just kind of use that side as a guide. If I show you how to do that. So if we just start from this corner here. If we just look at the shape on the other side, you know it starts with 2. And then I'm just going to keep looking at this shape as a guide. So we know it goes up by 1 there. And then up by 2. And then up by 3 diagonally. Followed by another 2. And then 1. And then 2. And then another 1. And then another 2 lots of 2 there. And then another 3. And then another 5. But as you see, as I'm using that as a guide, I can place these a lot quicker here. So once I get to that point, I'm then just going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, using that as a guide, I know there's 2 there. And then 1. And then 2. And then another 3 going diagonally up. And then another 2. Followed by 1. Another 2. Another 1. Then another 2. Lots of 2 like that. And then 1 row 3. And then a row of 5. You should have 2 nice curves like that. And then going up by 1 more block on the left hand side here. I can then just join these together. Like so here. And then return to the front here. If I just go to the left hand side here, I'm just going to place 8 blocks going across here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then doing the same thing on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just going to extend this whole curve across by 8 blocks. So using these areas that we marked out as a guide here. So just thickening this whole curve. So by the end, you should end up with a nice thick curved wall like this, which should be 9 blocks thick in total. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the other curve on the other side here. So firstly, just going to place 8 blocks on each side, just like before. And then using these as a guide, I'm just going to extend this curve across. And that will leave you with something that looks like this. So by the end, you should end up with these 2 thicker arches, like this. And then just going to the front here, just on this larger middle section just here, just from this corner here, and I count across 1, 2 blocks like that. And then going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks going across like that. So there should be 2 blocks either side here. I'm just going to extend this whole section. I'm just going to extend this going all the way across, just until I meet with the other side over there. So that will leave you with something that looks like this. And next, going to the left hand side, sticking with the white concrete. From this point, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, just going out like that. I'm just going to extend this all the way along until I reach the other side. And this will just create the lower walls of the tennis center here. By the end, you should end up with a wall like this. And I'm just going to mirror the exact same thing on the other side. So if I go to the front right section just over here, and then just from here, I'm just going to place 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. And then again, extending this across until I reach the other side. So by the end, as you see, we have got 2 lower walls on each side here. So next up for the tennis center skylight. So for this, I'm just going to grab myself some grey stained glass to begin with. And I'm also going to grab myself some green concrete. So just starting at the front here, with the grey stained glass, just coming to the left hand side here. I'm just going to place glass just following the curve that we built here. Just doing something like that. And next, I'm then going to grab myself some green concrete. And then starting from this lowest point here, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 concrete going out like that. And I'm just going to place 6 concrete going out for each of these points. And after that, just going to the other side here, with some grey stained glass, I'm just going to follow the curve by placing 1 block at each point. Just going along here. And the next, I'm just going to repeat the glass and green concrete pattern another 6 times, just until I join up with the glass over there. So for example, just here, I'm going to place another bit of glass just going up here. And then repeating the 6 concrete coming out. And etc. By the end, you should end up with something that looks like this. And then I'm just going to mirror the exact same thing, but on the other side here. Starting at the right side here, just at the front. Again, with this grey stained glass, just going to place 1 row going up. Just following the curve here. And then with the green concrete, again placing another 6 coming out just there. And then extending this whole green wall going up here. So that will leave you something like that. And then again, going to the other side, I'm just going to place another row of glass following the curve here. And then like we've done on the other side, I'm just going to repeat the glass and the green another 6 more times going along there. So by the end, you should end up with a roof that looks like this. So next up for the front and back of the tennis centre. So first, I'm just going to grab myself some of this green concrete again. And then just go into the front left corner just here. Just from this point, I'm going to count up 2 blocks. And on that block, I'm just going to replace it with some green concrete. I'm just going to send that along, going all the way to the right hand side here. So just building a strip going all the way along like that. And I'm just going to mirror that on the other side. So again, if I just go to this back right corner just here, and from that point, counting up 2 blocks, placing that with some green concrete, and then extending that going all the way to the other side. And the next, I'm then going to grab myself some smooth stone. And just where all of this white wall is, so the main white wall border there, I'm just going to replace all of that with this smooth stone. And the next, sticking with this smooth stone, if I just go to the front here, just in this gap of 2 here, I'm just going to place 2 smooth stone like that. And I'm just going to send that going all the way along until I meet with the other side here. So should it end up with something that looks like this. And then I'm just going to mirror that on the other side. So again, if I just go into this corner here, I'm just going to place 2 smooth stone like that. And then extending that along until I meet with the other side again. And the next up, I'm then going to grab myself some light grey concrete. And then with this concrete, just at the front here, if I go to the left corner, just down here, just on this green strip of concrete that we built, I'm just going to place 1 bit of grey concrete there to begin with. I'm then going to leave a gap of 7. I'm going to place another bit of concrete. I'm just going to repeat that until I reach the end. So just until I reach the other side of the tennis centre here. And the next, I'm just going to extend each of these points going up as high as the roof goes. And then I'm just going to repeat this on the other side. So again, if I just go to this corner over here, I'm going to place 1 bit of concrete. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 7, place another one. And I'm just going to repeat this again until I reach the end. So just until I reach the other side of the building here. And again, extending each of these points up as high as the roof goes. So by the end, you should end up with pillars at the back and at the front here. So next up for all the windows and doors. So for this, you're going to need a grey stained glass pane and also a stone brick wall. So firstly, starting at the front here, just in this middle gap, just there. For our first door, with the grey stained glass panes, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just going up like that. I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side, and then I'm just going to thicken each of these sides by 1 more pillar of glass panes, just like this. And then just on this second block on the left, I'm going to place 1 glass pane going out, and another one just on the other side there. And then on top of these panes, I'm going to add 1 stone brick wall for a little door handle, and then on top of these walls, I'm going to add 3 more glass panes. That'll be for the door. And then to complete the window just above the door, I'm just going to place a row of glass panes going on top like this. And then I'm just going to build them going all the way up for the top. So that'll leave you something that looks like this. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, 2 glass panes on each side here, which are built up to 5 blocks high in total. And then 1 pane coming out on the inward edges there. Stone metal on top of each pane. And then another 3 panes on top like that. And then a row of panes on top to section the door off just there. And then just building that up to finish the middle window. So with the middle windows and doors done, with the rest of these glass panes, I'm just going to fill in the rest of these gaps up with all of this glass to complete all of the windows. So just filling each of these gaps up. So by the end, you should end up with all the windows filled. Just like this on both sides. And the next up, for the final details of the exterior, I'm going to show you how to create the tennis center sign here. So for this, firstly, I'm just going to grab myself some green and white concrete. And then just in this middle section, if I just go to the middle point that's at the top here, I'm just going to count down 1, 2 blocks. On that block, I'm just going to place 1 bit of green concrete there. I'm just going to place 1 block next to that on the left hand side. On the right hand side of that block, I'm going to add some white concrete. And then for the next layer, on this point, I'm going to add 2 green concrete, followed by some white and another 2 green. And then on the next layer, I'm going to add 2 white concrete, followed by 3 green concrete, just there. And then for the next layer, I'm then going to add 4, and then 1 white. And then for the final layer, I'm going to add 2 green and then 1 white. And that'll create a mini tennis ball sign, just like that. And I'm also going to add a few rackets next to this. So for the left racket, with this white concrete firstly, I'm just going to leave a gap of 2 here and then place 1 bit of white concrete like that. I'm just going to place 1 bit of white concrete next to that block there. And then going diagonally down, I'm going to place 2 concrete like that. And then going diagonally down here, placing another 2 like so. And then from this point, I'm going to place 3 like that. And just underneath, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 what's going down diagonally. I'm just going to mirror this on the other side. So again, I'm just going to leave a gap and then I'm going to place another 6 blocks going diagonally like that. I'm then going to place 3 blocks going up like that. And then from this top point, going diagonally up, placing 2. Going diagonally down, placing another 2. And then going diagonally down once more, and then placing another 2, just like that. And then for the net of these rackets, I'm going to grab myself a cobweb. I'm just going to place 4 in each of these gaps here. So that'll be for the first tennis center sign. I'm just going to repeat this on the other side. So again, going to the top middle point here, counting down 1, 2. On that block, I'm going to place 1 bit of green concrete, followed by 1 green on the left and 1 white on the right. And then for the second layer, again, 2 green concrete, 1 bit of white concrete, and then 2 green concrete. For the third layer, 2 white concrete, and then 3 green concrete. And for the fourth layer, 4 green concrete, 1 white concrete. And then for the fifth, 2 green concrete, and then 1 white concrete there. And then for the rackets again, firstly, starting on the right, leaving a gap of 2, and then placing 2 white concrete like that. And then 3 going down. And then at the bottom there, 2 going out. And then 2 there as well. And then placing another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks going down diagonally. And then I'm going to leave a gap, and then place another 6 blocks going diagonally up, going upwards. And then from this point, placing 3 going up like that. Going diagonally across, placing 2. Diagonally down, placing another 2. And diagonally down again, placing another 2 there. And then just in those gaps, I'm going to add some more cobwebs. That'll complete all of the exterior details of the tennis center. So now it's time to get the inside looking all nice. So first up, I'm going to grab myself some more green concrete. And with this green concrete, I'm just going to fill in all of the excess area around each of these tennis courts for the main floor of the centre. Just filling all of the area in, like so. By the end, that should leave you with something that looks like this. So as you see, all of the floor has been filled with green concrete here. Next up, I'm going to add some lights in this tennis centre. So for that, I'm just going to grab myself some chains to begin with. And then, just at the front here, if I just go up to the roof and up to just this point here, I'm just going to count down firstly 1 block and then another one like that. And we're going to count across 1, 2, 3. So I end up in the middle there. I'm just going to place 1 chain there. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 2 and place another chain. So as you see, the middle bit here should align with that part of the green roof. And the next, I'm going to leave it a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks like that. I'm just going to place another chain just there. I'm going to leave a gap of 2 and place another chain. Then I'm going to leave another gap of 10. And I'm placing another 2 chains. And then a final gap of 10. And placing the last 2 chains just there. So each of these pair of chains are going to be for a light. So for the light design, I'm just going to place another 3 chains below the ones I've already marked out here. And this will be followed by an end rod. Just like that. And then to finish off, I'm just going to add 4 iron trapdoors going along like that. So that'll create our first light. I'm just going to do that for the other 3 lights here. So that'll leave you with 4 lights that look like this. I'm also going to add some lights on the left and the right. So starting at the first light here, I'm just going to leave a gap of 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then I'm just going to place another chain just there. So just to confirm, the area in between these chains should be 14 blocks. And with that chain, I'm going to leave a gap of 2, place another chain, followed by an end rod, and then some more trapdoors at the bottom here. I'm just going to place another 3 lights going along here, just so they line up with these other 3. So just leaving a gap of 10 between each light. Should end up with something that looks like this. I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So again, leaving a gap of 14 blocks. And then placing another 2 chains like that, followed by a rod and an iron trapdoor. And again, repeating that design, leaving a gap of 10 blocks in between. So placing a light on every other bit of the green roof here. So by doing that, that'll complete all of the lights for our tennis centre. So next up for a locker design. So I'm going to grab myself some grey concrete and a grey shulker box. And if I start at this front court here, just on the left hand side, and just where the middle point is, if I just follow that up to the wall here, and then I'm just going to place 1 bit of grey concrete there, and then 1 on each side. I'm then just going to extend that out by 1 more block. I'm just going to lighten that by 1 more. And I'm also going to add 3 just on the top there. I'm then going to grab myself some grey shulker boxes. I'm just going to place 9 at the front. So I'm just going to duplicate that on the other side of this other tennis court here. So again, lining with the middle, going up to the wall, placing 6 grey concrete like that, thickening it by 1 more, and then adding an extra 3 there, and then placing 9 shulker boxes in front. I'm just going to mirror what we've done on that side on the other side. So you should end up with 4 sets of lockers, just like this. And then next to each locker, firstly, if I start on this locker as an example, just leaving a gap or 2, I'm going to place another 6 grey concrete like that. I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. And the next, I'm going to grab some item frames. And in those item frames, I'm going to add our tennis rackets and balls. So for that, I'm going to grab myself a slime ball. And I'm also going to grab myself a shovel for a tennis racket. So on each of these bits of grey concrete, I'm just going to place 6 item frames. Just like that. And I'm just going to place slime balls on the bottom for tennis balls. And then the shovels for our tennis rackets at the top. So I'm just going to repeat this for the other 3 lockers. By the end, you should end up with something that looks like this. So next up, I'm now going to show you how to build the net for each court here. So for the net, you're going to need an end rod, a cobweb, and also some white carpet. So for this, with the end rod, I'm just going to place one on the left and the right of each of these courts here. Just lining up with the middle line. And then in between the rods, I'm going to add a whole row of cobwebs going all the way along. And then to finish the nets off, I'm just going to place white carpet on top. And that will complete the nets. And then finally, I'm just going to add some benches on each side here. So for that, I'm going to grab myself a deep slate tile wall, some grey carpet, and also some string. So starting with the front, just at the middle of this window here, I'm going to go down 1 block. I'm just going to place 1 bit of string there, followed by 1 bit of string on each side. I'm then going to place a wall on each side, followed by 5 grey carpet, to align each bench with the middle of each window. So I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. Just like that. I'm just going to mirror what I've done on that side on the other side here. So again, lining up with the middle point of the windows, going down by 1, placing 3 string, 1 wall on each side, and then 5 carpets going along. I'm going to leave a gap of 3, and then repeat the same design. So that'll leave you with 4 benches that look like this. I'm just going to repeat what I've done on that side at the back here as well. So again, in front of each of these windows, just placing 3 string, just 1 block away in the middle of each of these windows here. And then placing 1 deep slate tile wall next to each bit of string. And then placing 5 grey carpet to form each bench here. So with the benches placed, that is the whole tennis centre all complete. And if you're on Java Edition and Creative, I can show you a way on how to create a working tennis system. So for this, you're going to need a repeating command block and a standard one. So all the commands that you will need are in the description. So firstly, just on each court here, just on this block, I'm just going to destroy. I'm just going to dig 2 blocks down on each side, just there. And then with a regular command block, I'm just going to put one at the bottom of each hole here. And I'm just going to copy and paste the summon tennis ball command. So I'm just going to do that for each side here. And then I'm just going to cover these holes up. And on top, I'm just going to add a stone button. And the next, I'm just going to go over to the right hand side here. And just from this point just there, I'm going to go across 2. And then I'm going to go up by 3. On that block, I'm just going to dig down. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 2 and then dig down on the other side. And on the right hand side, I'm going to dig further, just like that. So first, with another standard command block, I'm just going to put 1 here to begin with. And inside that, I'm going to paste in the Racket command, just there. And then behind it, I'm going to dig down 1 more block. And in that gap, I'm going to add a repeating command block. And I'm going to paste in the elevation command. And just on the bottom here, make sure it's always active. And then on the left hand side, I'm going to paste another command block. And inside, I'm going to put the kill tennis ball command, which will enable us to reset whenever we feel like it. Just going to put that there. And then I can just cover that hole up there. And then I'm going to grab myself some grey concrete. I'm just going to put 1 bit of concrete on top of each command block there. And a stone button on top. And then I'm going to grab myself a birch sign. And on the left hand side, I'm just going to put kill tennis ball. And on the right hand side, I'm going to put tennis racket. So with all these command blocks placed, I've now added some physics which can make us play an actual game of tennis in Minecraft. Now I'm playing in version 1.19, so if you guys on the later versions are having a bit of an issue with the commands, let me know in the comments and I can give you some updated ones. But as far as I know at the minute, they should be fine. So the way this is going to work is, firstly, if I just head over these buttons here, I'm just going to press this button and it's going to give me a tennis racket. And then if I just go over here and press this button, that'll spawn us a tennis ball and it automatically jumps. Look at that. But yeah, but as you see, as you hit it, it kind of goes up and then flies. But as you see, by doing this, you can create like a tennis match. So if I give this one a bit of a boost, you know, you can shoot it over to the other side there. But yeah, so obviously this would be much easier with another person. But yeah, but you get the idea. Have another little boost here. Waha! And then boost it over to the other side like that. And then when it gets stuck in the net like that, that is a perfect time to reset it by killing the tennis ball and then respawning it. So I hope you did enjoy this tutorial and I hope you are pleased with the final result. And if you did enjoy it, I'd really appreciate a little smash on that like button, as it does help me out and I'd highly appreciate that. But yes, until next time, thanks for watching and have a good day.